Hey everybody, I'm Tim and today we're in the business of repairs and you're watching Cigars Daily. I want to invite you to get even more out of all of our videos now when you watch them on cigarsdailyplus.com. We're always working to make it better on Cigars Daily Plus. We live in a pretty broken world. I think it would be hard to deny that. When you look around, our culture is broken in ways. Even the streets in our cities are broken. Look around your house. Your kids are breaking your stuff right now while you're watching this video. And if you love cigars, there might even be sticks in your collection that are broken. And this happens in a number of ways because at the end of the day, these are just rolled up leaves and nothing else. So they are susceptible to cracks and breaks and tears and all kinds of stuff like that, and there is just about nothing worse than going at the end of a long, stressful day to light up your favorite cigar, and lo and behold, it's cracked and even unsmokable at times. And for a long time, people have been throwing away the sticks or trying to haphazardly repair them or hold them together as they smoke them. Fortunately, those days are behind us because now there is a way for you to repair your cigars at home with the perfect repair made by Perfect Draw. This is some stuff that I've been trying to get my hands on for a long time, and I'm actually really proud to be carrying it on Cigars Daily now. But I gotta tell you, I want to put this through the full test and full review. So today we're going to take a look at 3 different kinds of cracks or tears or whatever in cigar wrappers, and we're going to see just exactly how well this stuff works and exactly how to apply it if you end up with a cracked stick of your own. So let's jump in with some cracked ass sticks. In order to accomplish today's task, I have to go to my trusty humidor filled with cracked cigars. These are sticks from every single manufacturer just about, and if a cigar's in here, it's not a bad reflection on the cigar maker. They typically come in great shape from all these brands. It just means that somebody on staff dropped these cigars on the ground, or someone pulled it out of a box and said, nope, we can't ship that one. So we always keep these around because truly, I just think that I don't have the heart to throw them away. And so I am going to grab a few sticks from here, and then I'm going to give you guys a good demonstration of fixing 3 different types of cracks on a cigar. A couple of important things to know as you get into using your crack repair stuff. This stuff is meant to be applied in a dabbing motion and not in a painting motion, and it has a little brush, so painting might feel like a natural way to go, but it's supposed to only take about 90 seconds for the stuff to apply and dry, and it should be totally safe to put it on the side of the wrapper leaf where you're smoking through the thing. And so with no further ado, let's start fixing some sticks. And I don't want to forget to mention that on the package, it very clearly says to shake this stuff vigorously before you use it. And normally I would think that my normal hand motions are vigorous enough of a shaking, but I'm also going to shake the damn thing just to make sure that it's in good, liquidy shape, I guess. So having shaken it up here, I think I'm ready to get going. I'm going to start off with the unraveling wrapper of the AJ Fernandez New World Connecticut. And with this, I'm actually going to dab a little bit under the wrapper, but also just along where the wrapper is splitting. And here, I don't think the goal is to bring the wrapper all the way back together because there would be some pressure there. The wrapper doesn't want to sit closed even when I pin it down. So it's definitely lost some of the pressure that the binder leaf applies to it, and the wrapper leaf sort of holds it together. So what I'm going to do is just try to get this so that the wrapper is together enough that this thing will be smokable. I think I actually got a little ambitious with this one because it is really quite a large crack. So I'm actually going to glue down the first part of it and then move my way up the stick. But I do remember them telling me that pulling back the wrapper leaf and applying it underneath is a really effective way to get this done as well. That instantly is working better as soon as I start putting that stuff underneath there. Wow. Okay, so the second that I put it under there, it's already holding itself together better than ever before. That's great. And I would say you probably want to start further up the crack if you've got a crack like this one. Okay, I think I've globbered this thing up enough that I'm going to give it its 90 seconds to dry. And in the meantime, we'll give it even more time because I'm actually going to jump on to the next cigar. Cigar number 2 here, like I said, is Gran Habano's Persian King. It does have a little crack up near the cap up here. I'll probably glue that down too because I do want to test these. But this is the one that's got the air leak in the side. And that's where I want to see if this stuff will just straight up plug an air leak in this. Okay, you can see right there, I've got the air leak plugged and the cigar glue is actually like plugging up the hole. It actually strings across the top of the hole, so there shouldn't be anything left over there. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and get what's at the cap right here. Okay, there we go. And we're still looking pretty good on that plugged part. So I'm going to go ahead and set this aside to dry as well. And then the last one is my JFR Corojo, which has that nasty crack right up at the top here. So I'm going to go ahead and pull back the wrapper on that and glue this one down as well. I'm also dabbing a little bit more across the top here, just because when I cut this, I want the whole thing to stay together. So I'm just gonna really just glob the hell out of it. I imagine that the guys at Perfect Draw are watching right now and probably cringing as they watch this because I'm just using so much of the stuff as I go, but I am a apply liberally type of guy with most things. So setting those 3 aside, I'm now going to wait the prescribed 90 seconds or a little bit longer on all of them, and then I'm going to see how well this is done. We're going to cut into these, light them, and I'll give you an idea of sort of how well the Perfect Repair works. Well, I gotta say, I'm impressed with the results of using the Perfect Repair on this very cracked AJ Fernandez. Take a look at it here. You can see that right along the side where it's burning, this is the thing you'll want to know. If the crack is as bad as it is on this cigar, you may not want to expect it to burn perfectly straight. I am getting sort of a canoe on that side, so it's just burning a little bit more where the wrapper is not fully meeting together. And I think your results would be better if it was like a tiny crack near the foot. Again, this is very severe. At the same time, this cigar was previously not smokable at all, and now, once again, I could smoke this thing all the way down with a lot of confidence. And I'll let you know this, anywhere where your cigar glue touches, you're going to see sort of a glossy sheen on the cigar. That's just dried cigar glue, completely okay. But I'm impressed here. This thing is now a good smokable cigar again. I've got a whole humidor full of busted sticks that I probably will be able to save considering this, but there's some things we still got to check into. The next one I want to look at is this Persian King from Gran Habano that has the gouge in the side of it. That deep hole right there you can sort of see is gummed up with the cigar glue, which dried in there and is hopefully plugging it. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this thing real quick. I'm going to use my Cigars Daily cutter for that. Boom. Take right off the top. Even the top where I repaired the crack at the cap is looking pretty good with this one. All right, now I just got to light into this thing and see if I got a flute or a cigar. Now, I'll tell you, if there's one thing I'm familiar with in cigars, it's trying to draw off a stick that's got a hole in the side of it. It's just that sort of sucking wind type feeling that you get where you're getting some smoke, but also a bunch of air. It's just like the draw completely suffers or becomes completely loose. This right here is totally plugged. It feels like what is a totally normal and perfectly acceptable draw on any good premium cigar. If I lit any stick up and it had this kind of draw, I would be perfectly happy with it. If I was reviewing this stick, it would score all of its points for a good draw. It's an impressive thing because the stuff that to me just seemed like something I would use to repair a cracked wrapper has really gummed up this hole and made the whole thing smokable again. And now for me, the real piece de la resistance, the one that I really want to know about, and that's the cracked cap right here. This is one that I see all too common, almost as common as a cracked foot, but a crack at the cap is pretty serious because the thing starts to fall apart when you slobber on it or chew on it or whatever you do. That can really ruin the cigar as well. And so I've got this thing glued up right here and it's looking pretty good and shiny and all that. And I'm going to use this straight cutter and just slice off the top here. Let's see if it stays together. I think I could cut this even a little bit deeper. even as I hack away at this 2 or 3 times, take a look. This thing is a little flaky. I got like a flaky wrap relief here, but the whole thing stays together reasonably well. Like especially a little further down here at about a ½ inch from the cap. That's where I'm seeing that it's holding together really, really well. So might as well light into it. It's a fixed cigar. So here, the draw is just fine. Even a crack near the cap will cause that draw to suffer if the thing is coming apart. I still have a perfect draw on this, and the thing that stands out to me here is the taste. There's no added taste from that perfect repair stuff on the top. It's not like it adds anything to the actual taste of the cigar. Totally neutral and doesn't take away. So that part I'm really impressed with, and the top still holding together pretty much perfectly well. I gotta tell you guys, I'm impressed with how well this stuff works. On pretty much every account, it functions just like cigar glue. The only difference is you can take this with you wherever you go. And I imagine if you're out with your friends and you guys are all celebrating something amazing and a buddy drops a $20 cigar, or even an $8 or $10 cigar for that matter, you pull this out, you would save that person's night. This is the kind of thing that you can keep with you pretty much anywhere you go. If you've got like a travel humidor, this thing will fit into just about any container. And so I am impressed with the stuff and so happy to be able to carry it at Cigars Daily. And I want to ask you guys this: have you ever run into the issue where your cigar has cracked, you got no way to repair it, or what other methods have you used in the past? I've made videos talking about how you can make your own cigar glue or even use chapstick from time to time, but those deals are really workarounds. This stuff is actually intended for this purpose, and it's one of the reasons I like it. But do drop a comment with your cracked cigar experiences and stories. I would love to catch up with you guys down there. And please check out this video on cigarsdailyplus.com because we're always working to make it better on Cigars Daily Plus. Thank you all so much for watching. This is Tim signing off for Cigars Daily, and I will see you in the comments.